We are here to build a bridge between us. It took 2 hours to come to Japan from Korea. It's very close, but sometimes our relation is not so close. In some areas, we face conflict. This is our outline. What is the issue between Korea and Japan? Someone said their hate speech or Dr. Takeshima. Hate speech has been caused by a vulnerable group in Japanese society. The poor, weak people, in terms of economy and social position. Their action will be never accepted. And Korea and Taiwan and other countries have supported the recovery from the Great East Japan earthquake. We respect the people who made an effort to improve mainstream relations between Korea and Japan. We realize there's some other issue, like territorial issue. Fortunately, Japan and Korea are democratic countries. We choose the leader by elections. The best way for that is to adopt international rules.
This chart shows the relations between our two countries. The vertical line shows the degree of relations, index of good relations and bad relations. The horizontal line means the stream of time passing. Please look at the leftmost box. Do you know about Izumo Shrine? The building symbolizes the cultural exchange between Korea and Japan. Second box shows the Nara period. Japan could gain a lot of knowledge. The prosperity of Nara period depended on the advanced culture in Korea. For instance, how to make a paper was thought of by a Korean craftsman. Unfortunately, Hideyoshi Toyotomi strongly tried to occupy Korea. I guess most Koreans have been hating Hideyoshi Toyotomi ever since. In the early 20th century, many countries all over the world had to face the threat of imperialism. Japan annexed Korea. It was a kind of occupation.
To change a bad situation, we chose to use the 3 viewpoints advocated by Dr. Sato and Dr. Kageto 2012. It's the SFI model. The first phase is C. Before have a relationship, we need to know the history or basic information between two countries. Do you know the population of Japan?
Japan's population is 126 million. Do you know the population of Korea?
The population of Korea is 50,220,000. We have to know such basic information. The next phase is feel. Feeling based on 5 senses is the key element to push our actions. For example, Korean dramas or J-pops. By enjoying an event or talking together, we can feel closer to each other. The last phase is internalize. It is very important for us to think about how to design our daily life while thinking globally. And we should discuss the future of Asia through the experiences with Korean friends.
We gave questionnaires, and more than 300 students joined this research in both Korea and Japan. In total, it was 308. When it comes to the question, do you think relations between our two countries are good? About 90% replied negatively in both countries. What do you think about this unhappy result? We thought these answers were the result of the effect of mass communication, such as TV and newspapers. As for the question, do you think media tends to report whether a story is good news or bad news? Almost 90% of respondents said relatively bad. We are afraid that we might be controlled unconsciously by the media.
Next question. Do you want to be a good friend with Korean or Japanese? The result shows 80% of young Japanese want to be good friends. We still remember the day when both countries supported the FIFA World Cup soccer game. The see and feel level is very good, but they need some concrete occasion to come to understand each other. In order to make this happen, they should take the next step to internalize.
As for the activity of the World Youth Meeting, we carried out the preparation according to this theory. We work together and think together, and so the SFI model influences our basic attitude. C. We research about the history related to each country. Feel. We enjoy the preparation and enjoy many Korean and Japanese cultural things. And internalize. We need to keep these things in our mind when we think about the history of early 2050 years from now.
Last year, during an international conference, Korean and Japanese students visited an historical spot in Seoul. It was the Seoul Prison History Museum. We could see what happened in the modern ages in Korea and started thinking about our bilateral democratic relations toward a better future. See, feel, and internalize was endorsed there. We experienced the three phases.
Let's think about the future 50 years later from now. Student English communication will be better. Joint curriculum will be developed for English or history. More workshops will be held, such as World Youth Meeting. The media trend will be changed from negative report to focusing on neutral or bright aspects. This is our conclusion. Think about the 2000 years and design for 50 years later. We have to accumulate our relations based on the SFI model. It should be a compulsory study for students who live in neighboring countries. We should indicate the next step that was infused with our past collaborative activities. Deepen relations in our daily lives. We have to internalize the time with friends, since that will be the main pillar for creating new vision for us. That's all. 감사합니다.